Midday market report. Please do me the solace and make sure to hit that like button and consider sharing this on social media so that we can help this community expand, allow us to have more of an active discussion, and allow us to push through the analytics. We have a beautiful community here, and it's made up of a lot of different parts. So please, if you are tuning in, at least make sure to hit that like button so that we can push through the analytics. I am doing this outside today. It is in the upper 20s, but the sun's out and there's a little snow out, but it's a nice day to do this live outside. I don't get very many opportunities in Michigan to do this in the wintertime, especially December 19th. So we'll take advantage of it. Let me timestamp this very quickly. Good afternoon, Mark. Thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you, along with everybody else who continues to show me the support, even in a downturn. So good mid-afternoon, or early afternoon, 12:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Jorge, welcome in. Hello. Crypto Scrooge, welcome in. I'm glad to see you in here as well. Make sure you follow Crypto Scrooge if you're watching. Help him continue his journey. He covers solo, a lot of different things with the ledger. Good information there. Mo, welcome in. Good evening to you as well. He says, thank you for your dedication. No problem. If there's one thing I have, it is the dedication, and each and every one of you in the audience, makes it worth it. So what are we seeing right now? Well, in gold, I see a pattern emerging that is not great, but if it does do this, holy smagolies, if we get this consolidation, but it's making me think about maybe I'll be able to have a chance to buy a little bit cheaper here again, not just on like commodities. I'm talking maybe on gold. I don't know about silver. We'll take a look today, but gold, we're talking maybe the 1930 area if that happens. And I'm only going to show you what I just happened to see it today when I was starting to look through and start looking at converging patterns and whatnot. So it's something I like to do, and it usually works pretty well. So we can find that liquidity, we can figure out why we would go down there and then take it from there. The beautiful thing about precious metals is we're accumulating it. I've been doing it since 2017. So the downturns are always the best time to buy. It's oh my God, I love them. Let's see. Crypto Scrooge said hello to the T-Fam. Angela, welcome in, love. I'm glad to see you in here. Kalina and Living, welcome in. Hello. So the Dow Jones right now, we'll get into metals in a minute, but the Dow Jones is at 37,044, up 178.71 or 0.48%. It is overextended, but it broke out of a broadening wedge, and we've talked about our technical target, the very first one out of the smaller broadening. If you don't take the entirety of what it could have been if we were to retrace back down, and you just take the smaller wedge, breaking out of this broadening wedge should go to 39,816. That is contractual here, but we have to hold 37,274 area, because that was the initial. If we held 37,000, that was like the overextension area. Now that we held that resistance, that was the pattern high when it first came back and retraced, and it wasn't much of a retrace. Now, as long as it doesn't lose that area, and ultimately 37,000, which is a pivot point, but honestly, we should probably delete that because we have that 37,274. So let's not get caught up in one or the other. It's just the overextending support or the top end resistance. Now that top end resistance is turned into a support, so I'm more comfortable putting it up there. Now, as long as it holds that, it should finish off this technical move to 39,816. However, we're very overextended here. Not like, oh my God, it's at 95, but you're at 89, 88. In the 4 hourly for the RSI. And then in the daily, it's not like it's looking much better. It's going into overbought right now. So, I mean, they're getting up there. It's up and overbought, but you're getting up there in the 90. So eventually this is going to have to correct. Eventually. When is that? It could be after that target almost at 40,000. We don't know. It's in discovery, the Dow Jones. We've never been this high. And when they've got money to print, and I mean the Fed, anything can happen, and I mean anything in the top direction. Wooter, no problem. David, what's going on? I hope you're having a great day. JW, welcome in. Howdy, my friend. Hopefully it's going great for you. The U.S. 10-year government bond, I want to hit this real quick, is at 3.92%, down 2 basis points or 0.48% to the downside. Looks to me like it's working on that inverted head and shoulder formation we talked about very well. We're in the oversold. This and the DXY is in the oversold. So again, eventually this is going to have a nice reversal to the top side, and DXY is going to have a reversal. So I think it's lining up with precious metals, what I'm thinking. I don't want it to be right what I'm thinking, but at the same time I do want it to be right. Can never have enough precious metals or mining stocks. Yeah, so I think this is going on par with what we're talking about. Let's just see how this plays out for the next few days. Broke under key pivot point support. The DXY, same thing. It's in the oversold range, at least heading there. Actually, it's held up now. It's kind of in the neutral. But 101. But every time frame here, I looked earlier and it dumped down. Look at this. The RSI, 3 hour, 2 hour. It's all clearing out. So I think we're getting ready for some kind of corrective move up. We have to be. It has to be, unless it just tanks. If we lose 101.69, what I'm saying right now doesn't even matter, because that very well can happen. It's just we filled out that technical drop, so it doesn't usually just go straight down with anything. Now the US dollar could be something different because it's going to die. But I was thinking maybe it could come back up here to like 103.30, but that might be asking too much for the dollar. It would certainly shake out that the buying and selling, you know, so we can get back into a more neutral range. But that's the DXY. So let's just see if that area support holds and we do actually have a correction, you know, to the top. Crude oil's up 1.47% or $1.07 to 73.88. Where are we sitting right now? We do have this W. This is what I'm kind of thinking is going to happen with the 10, well, not the 10-year, but DXY. DXY looks like it's going to do something like this at some point. This isn't a broadening wedge. At least it's a wedge formation. Might not be so broadening since it's more of a stable resistance, but it is a wedge formation. You got topside resistance first is $77. But, you know, we can take that off. This wedge is more than shown itself. These are just pivot points. That 69.90 I only think is important because that's what the U.S. government had said that they were going to try to bring it down to by end of year, and that was several months ago when it was up towards 90, and now it came down to that level, so it just happened to create this wedge within it. Yes, please remember to hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate that. As you can see, not as many people tuning into the midday market report. I didn't do a live last night. Just overall sentiment. I felt like I wanted to take last night and let everybody watch the video from earlier, and was busy too, so I didn't want to rush it. So I have every ambition to do the live tonight, and the XRP video did fine, but nobody has the mojo right now. So I find it the most important to keep that spirit up. You keep the positivity, you don't do the negativity, and you understand that in these cycles this is the best time to be around because it's not as busy. And then when it does get jam-packed, then you can understand the ones who were here during the downturn and not just listen to somebody who's speaking out of their ass because it's going up and they just happen to show up. You know, you want somebody who's here that understands the downturn as much as the upturn so that you can see the support resistance, and you know somebody who's just not speaking on emotion because we look like we're mooning. Or you don't want somebody here just in the downturn who's only here to rattle you. You know, you want somebody who's neutral. Yes, Jose, Watts, recycle, repeat, indeed. Thanks for leading us. Don't think we don't appreciate it. Oh, I know you appreciate it. That's why I do it. That's why I do it. But I'm starting to overrun this. Let me continue on this. We're on a good trajectory. Let me get done with this midday market report so that I don't keep anybody longer than they need to be here. But yeah, this is what we're in with crude. So we'll see how this wedge plays out. If it's meant to just play out properly, it should come back up to around $80. But we'll see. We'll see. We should be on the up trajectory here, either now or in the immediate, you know, and sometime in the near future. Gold silver ratio is at 84.8. It's tough. It's tough right now. Even the gold silver ratio looks like it could have a move down, and it makes it seem like it wants to fill this technical move to 81.80 area, That could very easily break back up, but that looks like a bear flag. Now, to me, usually when it breaks down like this, it signifies gold is moving faster than silver. And in this case, I think it could be because of what I seen earlier. Not necessarily that silver is going to fall off a lot, but what if gold, and I'm only going to show you this. So look, we have this support up here. So I'm going to take away this descending triangle because we obviously broke out of it. I think it's fair to say we don't need to keep that crowding it up. But what if we just pay attention to gold and we just pay attention to this? So I'm gonna draw it in so it's easier to understand what I'm showing. But tell me what you think. And I think this is real logical of what is going on here. Now it won't even let me click on this. What's logical with what could be going on with gold. It won't let me click on my brush. Well, this is going to make things interesting. Interesting. So it's not letting me click on my brush. Like I said, I would never pay for TradingView just because of nuances like this that seem to happen all the time. But for free, it's a fantastic thing. Are you kidding? Is this okay? Finally, Jesus. So with the DX or with the now I gotta go into the daily. But pay attention to this real quick. Hopefully it lets me do what I need to do here. Because for some reason it seems to be having some technical difficulties. So let me just connect this up. So if you just take this out, this uptrend, if we just take that uptrending support out and we widen the pattern, just take that out. For the hell of it, just take it out. Makes it a little bit easier to see what could be possibly happening here, doesn't it? It's not as cut and dry now that we got rejected at that layer. So we've talked about this before. We had a resistance back here, but now forget about that one. So you have resistance, starts the pattern, right? Resistance, which means, in theory, since we didn't break out, wouldn't we have to come back down to that area? I think this signifies what's actually going on in gold. So, and this isn't a bad thing. This would still be an ascending formation that started early or late 22 on the uptrend. But I think very well this is what's going on, which shouldn't leave us scared. It should leave us excited, because if we do get this consolidation, what the heck is going on? If we get this consolidation here, so we're right here. Who knows if we come back up here first? But that would mean it's like a 5% correction. But the reason why you don't have to be afraid of it is it's within this formation. This is what we would want. For this to ultimately do what we want, I think we still need to come down. What does everybody think who's left? Please don't hesitate to respond. What do you think? And if that's the case, the gold-silver ratio could be speaking of gold correcting. And I think that's why we keep seeing what we're seeing with B2 gold. At least with the corrective wave back down. Even if it doesn't break, but it still shows like it's not ready to break out just yet. So it could correct for this a little bit more. But we still have to wait for that. But silver, gold seems to be moving a little faster. But let's say gold does correct and silver corrects with it. That's what I'm thinking too. It could come down for more support, Crypto Scrooge. I really do think that. I know I want to massage it down. I really do. I'd prefer for it to go down. I keep telling her. So I mean a 5% drop with gold, 4.3% with silver. Might not even, maybe silver goes up and gold comes down a little bit, but something seems like, it just seems like, even with silver, if we take out, and I don't want to just do it, but if you take out some of the things and you just go like this, if you overextend and just connect the two, the overextension with the actual pattern, I mean, you can see the way this looks like it wants to fall out with even silver. I mean, if you start looking at it from the 3D perspective, why isn't this working? Maybe it's because I'm out in the cold. My tablet's like, holy shit, it's cold. But how annoying. Anyhow, I think we get the picture. I think I'm overdoing my stay here. The fact that this, there we go. But I think, look, resistance, support, resistance. I think silver might be coming to 21 bucks if it's going to do this. If it's going to do this. I don't know. It could be, or 22 bucks. So I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this, please make sure to hit that like button. Consider subscribing. I appreciate everybody who took the time to watch this midday market report. I'm going to end this now. Have a blessed afternoon, and hopefully I'll see you tonight on